When they told me about what this scheme was about, I didn't even have to think twice. You know, for me, it's something that I've always wanted to do. You know, I believe that when you're given the opportunity to affect somebody's life in a positive manner through your own success, to help somebody else achieve their dreams, I think it's a really nice thing to be involved in. Well, I think that, you know, when you're young, you've got so much potential, and I think that often that potential is wasted. You know, people don't. I wish that I'd taken up so many things at a young age. You know, like I used to play piano, I used to do karate, I used to do, and then I just gave up because you're like, oh, I can't be bothered anymore. But now I regret that because I wish I'd kept up with it. And I think that, you know, when you grab them at that age, there's so much that they can do, there's so much that they can learn, there's so much that they can achieve, and I think that, you know, if you can influence somebody in a positive way at a young age, it's a really good thing. Well, new things, I'd like to be able to learn how to play guitar. I think that's something for me. You know, you can't lug a piano around, but you can take a guitar with you, and I think for me that is something that I'd really love to do. I'd like to write a script for a film. That's something that I've been trying to do, but I just never seem to find the time. I'm very interested in film, and especially in writing, because I write my own songs anyway. You know, for me, I think to do a feature film would be amazing. It's interesting because, you know, I wasn't always just inspired by musicians. At a young age, I think I was very influenced by people who were just on the whole successful. People in my own family, you know, people who had managed to achieve what was seemingly impossible, you know. And I just look up to people who really make the most out of their lives. My dad had three factories, you know, two in England, one in India, 100 employees in each, and you know, it was a big business that he did, and he did it all himself, you know. And I think that I look up to people like that. I look up to my parents. Don't waste that potential. When you're young, you've got more brain cells than you do when you're older. You've got more, you know, you got your health, you're just fearless. I think when you're young, you're fearless. That's the key. I think when you grow older, there's something, you know, you lose a lot of that innocence. You start to realize that, you know, maybe perhaps things aren't, you know, they're not possible to do anymore, or that, you know, when you're young, you think you can be anything, you can do anything, and I think that if you get them at that age, I wish that I had done more at a younger age. Oh, definitely, even more interesting this time around. It's, you know, the cool thing is that since, I guess, for the last 2 years, the people that I thought I would never bump into, or the people that I would never be friends with, or the people that I'd never actually have a chance to work with, you know, I bump into them all the time in America now, and I think that's the pretty cool thing, is that, you know, these are the people that I used to admire, and now I can call them peers. So, you know, having that kind of access to some of the world's biggest stars, it's going to be crazy this time around. Michael Jackson, of course. You know, I think that I can't even begin to say how much I regret never being able to have seen Michael Jackson in concert. Like, that's the one thing that I think I wish I'd been able to see him in concert, you know, and to work with him would have been amazing. I guess Ride It was one of my favourites. Do You Remember was one of my favourites. Of course, Down will always be, you know, hold a special place in my heart just for what it achieved. But there's a lot of album cuts actually, which, you know, won't get released, which are actually some of my favourite songs. Probably a song called All or Nothing. I'm not going to give away any names of my from my upcoming album, but there's a song on my new album which is probably the best song I've ever written. I think music has always been a passion of mine. It wasn't necessarily something that I thought I'd end up doing for a living. You know, it was. I think being a pop star is not exactly a. It's not a career that you think is going to be, you know, possible when you're young. There's no route to becoming a pop star. There's no application form. Whereas, like, becoming a doctor, you know what the route is. You know, you go to school, you get the grades, you apply for medicine, you get in. So for me, I didn't think it would ever be possible. So it was more of a dream come true, I think, for me. I managed to create a buzz for myself, and I think that that's something that, especially in today's day and age, it seems to be the way to get signed. You know, I think gone are the days where you hang outside record company offices and waiting for the CEO to come out so you can sing to them. It's just like, or handing demo tapes. It's like nobody listens to them anymore. It's not like that anymore. You know, people from the record companies are going online, watching people on YouTube, checking out people's MySpace pages or whatever, and I think that seems to be the way forward, and that's kind of how I got signed. Timing, the right music, the right, luck as well, a bit of luck, but I believe that hard work creates opportunities and somehow opens up doors for you, and for me, it was a long time coming. I've been in this for 8 years now, and because of my grind on the internet especially, my YouTube hits and all of that were kind of crazy, and that got me noticed in America. One of the CEOs from Cash Money, he saw the fact that my videos had millions of views, and he was like, how has he got millions of views when he's not even out in America yet? So that's how I got signed. I can't even begin to tell you. I mean, like, when you get #1 Billboard, that basically means you got the biggest song in the world at that point in time. It really does, because all of our favorite artists, majority of them are American. If you think about it, they really are. Lady Gaga, Rihanna, Eminem, Jay-Z, Beyonce, they're all American, and they were all out at that time. When I look at the Billboard, the plaque that I have at home, at that moment in time, I beat all of them. And Eminem had a single, Beyonce had a single, Jay-Z had a single, Kanye had a single, and mine was right there at #1. That was amazing for me. Doing things like this, being able to, like the Disney XD scheme, the Aim High scheme, for me, I just believe that, you have a choice when you're famous. You can do many things. You abuse that privilege and get into restaurants and clubs and all that good stuff and get free clothes, and you can become selfish with it, and some people like that. That's fine. Or you can give back. You can join charities. You can get involved with schemes like this where you can help somebody else achieve their dreams, and I think that's the best thing for me. Well, I've got an album coming out, album Freeze Time, which is coming out in the spring. I'm going on tour in America with Enrique Iglesias, which is going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be a very busy year.